Celsius, which has had like billions of dollars of people's Bitcoin, and they leveraged into like all these people are so stupid in my opinion. Like they had billion-dollar companies and they could have just went on and done incredibly well, but they wanted to get a few extra percentage points. So like people like Celsius would take people's Bitcoin and like buy like Grayscale Bitcoin Fund, which trades actually a discount to Bitcoin because of a long story. I'm not going to get into it. And then they lose on that, and they'll take people's Ethereum and invest it into staked Ethereum, STETH, which is locked up for like 6 months or something. And just to get a few extra percent. But because they did all these things, once things started to go down, everyone got like leveraged margin called basically. So there was Luna, then there was Celsius, and then the most recent one is Three Arrows Capital, which is run by a couple just young idiots. And it was like a venture capital fund with about $18 billion under management, but they were doing the stupidest stuff you could ever imagine. They're investing in every garbage you could think of. And of course we saw that over the last year. We'd hear about like these venture capital, just like if you just had a white, like you could just draw one up, right? You could just make a white paper right now, call it a donut coin or something, right? As long as it's like a few pages long, it's got some technical stuff in it. These VCs would have gave you like 10 million bucks, 50 million bucks. So Three Arrows Capital, same thing, they're all leveraged. And that one was really crazy because we're still just figuring out what happened there, because they were all leveraged. They had leveraged longs and stuff. So once the market turned against them, they got margin calls, right? And so they would double down, hoping that, it'll bounce back and then they'll make even more, right? But it didn't bounce back. And after they lost on Luna, they just started getting more and more margin calls. And apparently the Three Arrows Capital guy, just a young guy, like in Singapore or something, he just deleted all his social media accounts and ghosted everyone. It's like, what about your $18 billion fund there? He's just gone.
We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
Like talk about not exactly the best management there, right? Like, if you're gonna be running a fund, if things turn against you, you shouldn't just delete all your social media and not talk to anyone. So they didn't, and so they're getting margin called right now. So I think a lot of this, and this is my point that I've been rambling for a while, but because the market was so leveraged that we never had in 2017 at all. There was no, I don't remember anything like Binance or anything in 2017. There might have been BitMEX, but barely any futures or leverage trading or margin trading. So we've gone, like the crypto has just been wrecked, and I think most of it is all these margin calls from these big funds. And when you get margin called, you gotta just market sell. And that's what I think we've been seeing. And where it goes from here, who knows? But this has been pretty wild so far. And, at the Crypto Vigilante, they called for a lot of this stuff. They said, but they actually said we could see 17K. Actually, that's what they said, 17K, like months ago. They said that looks like about the bottom. And that's where we're at right now. We'll see if it goes lower, though, because with leverage, if there's still a lot more people out there who are getting margin called and leveraged, it could, in a spike, go even lower. So it's been pretty interesting. I wrote in the newsletter just a few days ago that once Bitcoin hit about 20,000, I started buying, because I actually had quite a bit of liquidity, because I was waiting for a lot of this. I actually sold quite a bit of Bitcoin and when it was around 60,000, and a lot when it was 50,000, and some when it was 40,000. And I've been waiting till this time to buy back in. So I just started buying. I bought at 20, and I bought some more just today at around 19. Then went down to 17, so we'll see what happens. But my plan is if it goes down to like 14, I'm gonna really buy more. And if it goes like 10 or below, I'm gonna sell like some of my precious metals and stuff and get into it.